Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Pilgrim Nutcracker for Thanksgiving. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you step-by-step instructions on how to create this nutcracker, which will add the perfect touch of history and creativity to your Thanksgiving decor. We'll be using simple materials, and I'll guide you through each step to create a unique piece that'll be sure to be a conversation starter during the holiday season. So join me for this awesome Thanksgiving tutorial. So for any international viewer or those not familiar with what Pilgrims are, here's a bit of history on them. The Pilgrims were a group of early European settlers who were seeking religious freedom and traveled to North America and are most closely associated with the Mayflower voyage of 1620. The Pilgrims established one of the first successful colonies at Plymouth in present-day Massachusetts. The story of the Pilgrims is important in American history, and it's tied in with the story of Thanksgiving, where they celebrated their successful harvest of 1621 along with the help of the local Native American tribes. So that is a little bit of history. Now let's get on with this amazing Pilgrim Nutcracker tutorial. To begin making our Pilgrim Nutcracker, we need 2x4 wood, plywood, PVC, and Sono Tube. But to start off great, let's cut all the pieces so we get it done in the beginning. We need 2 pieces of 2x4 by 8-foot boards, and we're going to cut 2 pieces at 16 inches, 2 more pieces at 21 inches, and 4 pieces at 24 inches. For your PVC, you need sewer drain pipe, and it needs to be a diameter of 4 inches. You only need 1 of these pipes. We're going to cut 3 pieces at 24 inches and 2 pieces at 12 inches. For the plywood, we need to cut it 24 inches by 24 inches. They also sell it pre-cut to that size. Just make sure it's size 3/4 of an inch thick. Next, we need the Sono Tube. Get the 12-inch diameter Sono Tube. They sell these in 4-foot sections. You also need a pine board round, or you can cut the round yourself. You'll see what we use that for later. But in case you want to know what I'm using or where I get it from, I list everything that I use in the description of this video. Just hit more. I put the links there so it's easier for you, the viewer, to know where I got things and where to find them. But I make $0 on any of these links, and if you find it anywhere else for a better price, go at it. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the second children's book I've written. It's called Oliver and the Lost Flame, and it's rated for kids ages 3 to 10 years old. The story is about having faith, showing courage, and helping others. And it's available on Amazon right now in 3 different languages. So if you want to support this channel, support the tutorials, and support all the displays I make, go get yourself a copy. The sale of each book go to support this channel. The link is in the bio below, so let's get back to these amazing Christmas tutorials. Okay, here's a tip. This is our Sono Tube right here, and this is the pre-cut circle. This one needs to go over it just like this. Look, the Sono Tube is resting on top of this essentially. When we turn it around, it's going to be resting on it. But not all Sono Tubes are the same. Some Sono Tubes are bigger than a 12-inch diameter, just slightly, which means this is going to fall inside. So make sure when you get your pre-cut circle, you put it like this to make sure it doesn't go through. And then let's move on to the next step. All right, if you're going to keep your Pilgrim Nutcracker outside, you need to weatherproof it. If it's going to be inside or on a covered porch, you don't need to do what I'm about to do. But all my props go outside. So we need to coat this with Dry Lock. It's a masonry waterproofer, and they sell it in a few colors. I'm going to be using white. We're going to do 2 coats on this. Once it dries, then we can use whatever paint we were going to use. Just make sure it's exterior latex paint. Next, you need to make sure that after your dry lock has been finished, after you've painted it all, you need to cover the top with a pizza tray or a pizza pan. This goes up here. This one I believe is 13 inches. I list everything in the description below. But you need to put this on top, and you need to use some hot glue, a little bit of hot glue, to hold it in place. This will prevent water from getting on the inside because you don't want water on the inside. So once you're finished, this is the last piece you're going to put on your nutcracker. All right, so let's start with the base. We have 2 pieces that are 24 inches long and 2 pieces that are all we're gonna do, put 2 screws right over here, bam, 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 screw it in, nice and solid. Next, you're going to get either your pre-cut plywood or the one that you cut from a regular plywood board. This one is 24 by 24 inches. What are we going to do? Screw, 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 bam. And we're good with that. So right after you're done with that, you could paint it whatever color it's eventually going to be, but it does need to be painted. Otherwise, if it's outside, it's going to warp. So I normally paint mine black. You could choose whatever color you want. All right, now that it's all attached, let's start doing the legs. But first, we need to mark out where the PVC legs will go. Remember, the legs are 24 inches each. So we marked out the very center of this box, which is right here. And what we want to do is put these right there in the center and then separate them by an inch. You can see right there, they're separated by a simple inch right in the middle of this box. And what we want to do, so once we have them in the middle, just like that, get yourself your pencil, and then you're going to just trace the leg. Just like that. And once you trace the leg, now we know where the wood is going to go on the inside. And remember, we have two pieces of 2x4, and both of those pieces are 24 inches. So let's get those woods really quickly. All right, so we can see the outline right here. Now we get our 2x4 wood. These are the 24-inch pieces, and you want to put them right in the middle of the circle, just like that. This is going to be the support for the leg. So once you have it in the middle, make sure that they're aligned this way, and they look good that way. Perfect. So just outline them again. Perfect. And here is our outline. So the reason that we do this is that we're going to flip this over to attach these legs. So these legs need to go attached like this, but we need to screw it in from the bottom. So we're just going to turn the whole thing over, and we're going to use this box that we created as our guide so that when we turn it over, we can see exactly where it is so we know where to screw. But before we do all that, get your pre-drill, and we're going to do 2 holes right there, right in the middle. We did the holes, so now we can turn it over. And this is what you should be left with. Everything is upside down, but now we can easily go up there and do 2 screws on this one and 2 screws on that one, because now we know exactly where the legs go. So just get your screws and then do it from the top, and then we can flip this over. All right, we're done with the base and the legs for now, so let's move on to the midsection. We have our pre-cut round right over here, and we have the 2 pieces of 16-inch wood. What we want to do is put them on either side, just like this, okay? Directly across from each other. This is where the left arm is going to go. This is where the right arm is going to go. This is where the left arm is going to go. So what you want to do is make sure that this over here, from the middle of this board, is 1/2 inch from the edge, right from the middle. Same thing to the other side, 1/2 inch from the edge, because the Sono Tube is going to go over this, and we need to make sure there's enough clearance for it to go on top of this. So measure 1/2 inch from the middle of the board to the edge, and then what we're going to do is get our pencil, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the legs. We're going to just mark it out. All right, once you mark them out like this, you can see we marked them out here and here. We're going to do the same thing. Let's do our pre-drilled holes, 2 of them. And look how we did them. So here's the outline, right in the middle, just like that. We're going to do the same thing we did with the legs. Then we're going to go like this, make sure we know where it's at, turn it over, do the same thing with this one, make sure it's in its little outline, and then we're going to 2 screws here, 2 screws here. And this is what you should be left with. This goes on top of the legs. And remember, there's wood inside here. So this is going to go screwed with 2 screws here and 2 screws here. You just got to adjust it to make sure it's all centered. Remember, this is going to be the right side. This is going to be the left side of the arm. And pre-drill 2 holes right here and 2 holes here. You just got to look down and make sure you're going into it. And bam. But, don't do that until after you paint the legs. It's so much easier to paint the PVC before we attach this. I've learned the hard way. So take these out, paint them first, whatever your color you're going to do, and then put them on, and you're good to go. And then you attach this one. Bam. Once you're done with that, then we can put the Sono Tube on top. All right, we're at the Sono Tube. This is the body and the chest area. So this one is 48 inches tall, right? So this is what we're gonna do. We have to divide these areas into section. Measuring from the top down, we're always gonna measure from the top down. Measure down 12 inches. That area will be the hat area. From those 12 inches, measure down 12 more inches, and that will be the face area. From those 12 inches, measure down all the way, which should be 24 inches. That will be the chest and the torso area. So once you have that, I would mark it off. I sometimes use painter's tape, or you can just use your measuring tape and then with marker or pencil, mark it off. But it's important because now we need to drill in the shoulder area for the arm attachment. We need to put a PVC pipe through this side, out this side, so that it can hold both arms up. So let's get to that. All right, so this is very important. Remember, we measured down 12 for the hat, 12 inches for the face, and we're right here at 24 inches, right? We need to measure down from this mark over here, 2 inches. Measure down 2 inches, mark it. Get your arm that we have over here. Remember, this arm, the left arm is 24 inches. And what we're gonna do is also mark down 2 inches. Right there, we're going to make a hole with a 1/8 drill bit. This is a spade drill bit. We're going to drill a hole here, and then we're going to drill a hole right over here. This is going to be the left arm like this. We're going to put a PVC pipe through the Sono Tube, remember, and then on the opposite side, the arm is going to be bent like this. So we're going to do a 12-inch PVC with an elbow, and then the remaining 12 inches. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to drill a hole 2 inches down, 2 inches down from the 24-inch line, and then put the 3/4 of an inch PVC pipe. Now you need to cut this PVC pipe to 20 inches. Then we're going to put it through, and it's going to hang the arms just like that. I also wanted to mention that I'm doing this project in conjunction with another YouTuber called Love and Land. She's my sister, and she recreated my Pilgrim Nutcracker in miniature version. Her version is 3 feet tall, and for under 20 bucks, you can have it as well. She created a YouTube tutorial. It's linked below, or go search her up, Love and Land, and make yourself either a 3-foot miniature Pilgrim Nutcracker, or stick with me and make an almost 7-foot tall version. All right, this is what your Sono Tube should look like after you've painted it with Drylock. And now we move on to painting the legs and the arms. Okay, remember, one of the arms is going to be bent like this. So the top half, which is 12 inches, will be black, and then the bottom half, we painted 4 inches white, and then the rest we're going to keep in black. For the other arm, remember it's a complete arm, and we've done 4 inches in the bottom where the hand is going to go. That is in white, the rest is in black. And for both legs, we've painted half of it black and half of it white. It actually goes like this. This is the part for the boot, and this is the part for the pants. Once we've divided everything using 1-inch painter's tape, we can begin painting the sections. So remember, use whatever colors you want. Make it original, make it creative, but this way it's super easy for you to paint it. Of course, this is the face, so use any shade that you would like for your face, and then obviously the top, paint it whatever color you want, and then the bottom. Remember, if you're keeping this outside, use exterior latex paint. If it's just going inside, you can just use regular interior paint. So our pilgrim is going to be holding a stalk of corn, and look at this cool metal corn stalk that I found at Hobby Lobby. So we have a PVC pipe. This is 1/2 inch, and we've cut it to about 52 inches. You can do yours taller or shorter. So this over here, this PVC pipe, you can either spray paint it green, spray paint it brown, or do what I'm doing. I'm using general purpose tape, and we're going to wrap it with this. And we're going to leave some pieces of the tape ripped so it looks like an actual corn stalk. And I like this color too because it's kind of the color of a stalk. So we'll wrap the tape like that or do it in green. It's your choice. So remember, this needs to go through the hand. The hand is a styrofoam ball. We're going to make a hole inside of the hand. So don't put too much tape so that it doesn't go through the hand, okay? Y'all, so I almost forgot to talk about the face. This was freehanded, okay, using a pencil and an eraser because mistakes were made. But it's super simple to just trace out an eyebrow, do an eye, a circle, another circle, and a place for a little white dot in there, and then do the mustache. So the nose is going to be made out of insulation foam board. It is the 1-inch thick insulation foam board that we're simply going to cut into a basic nose shape that's going to come right up here. We paint that with the same color we did the face, but it's super simple to do the face. You can't go wrong. It's simple shapes, and once you're done, you just fill it in with paint. We're going to be using black right over here, some white, some blue for the eyes, but it's super easy to do even if you're not artistic. So for the shoulders, we have this drop cloth that we've just cut into basic triangles. You could also use the cloth napkins that a lot of people would have, and we're simply doing something like this, covering the shoulder and bringing it right in the middle, doing the same thing to this one over here, something to cross over like this. And then we're going to use hot glue to attach it, and that'll be it for that. So to prevent these arms from falling off like this, we're going to put one screw right over here. You can use a drywall screw, a 1-inch screw, whatever you have. Put a screw right here into it so that this won't be able to come out. For some added details, I found a pine cone in the backyard, and I had these plastic maple leaves that I attached. We of course attached the faux fur, and for the hat, I'm attaching a Santa belt and its golden buckle on the top, and I'm also doing this foam wreath. I'm going to spray paint it black. We're going to put it over so it rests right here, and then the belt is going to go right on top. For the shoes, we're going to be using a piece of 2x4, and we're going to make it a pointy tip. So just measure halfway right here on the top, which is 1 3/4. Then from the corner, measure down 2.5 inches, measure 2.5 inches and mark it there. And that's where the line is going to go, bam, just like that, bam, just like that. So we have a triangle. And get your jigsaw and then just cut this out. Then this length is going to be 8 inches. So from here, you mark down 8 inches, bam, and we're going to cut that right there. But once we're done cutting, we're going to do a half circle to go around the leg. I'll show you that in a second. So this is what we're after. We're trying to do this half circle, and this is the pointy shoe. So now that we've done this, all we need to do is get either the arm or another piece of the same PVC that we used. And all we're going to do is put it like that. Just like that. See, it comes to the edge. And then mark it. Once you mark it, you can cut it with your jigsaw, the half circle, which will be just like that, and then you can put it on the leg just like this. Now we're going to spray paint this. I might do black or red. I'm not sure which color, but I'm going to use spray paint, and that's it. Clean it up a little bit, and we're good to go. This is how I did the shoes, and this is actually the remnants of this part right over here. So I spray painted this gold to give it that gold buckle on the shoe, and then we're simply going to put these on the base. The last thing we're going to put on top is the pizza tray. I currently spray painted it black. It's drying outside, but it'll go on the top. Put a little bit of hot glue over here, then set the pizza tray on top so it doesn't move, and that'll protect it from water getting on the inside. Y'all, tell me why I was so excited for this Halloween costume that I got, just to find out that it was made with the cheapest material possible. And it's not going to work out. I think the worst one's the hat, but I was going to say who wore it best. Clearly, our Pilgrim did. So I hope you enjoyed this amazing Thanksgiving Pilgrim tutorial. Let's take this off. Oliver lives in the town of Pumpkin Patch. You see, the town had a flame that brings joy and happiness as long as it burns. But one day, winter came early and the enchanted flame that protects their town was snuffed out. But young Oliver's determined to save the town and find the lost flame. But can he make it through the spooky forest full of creatures and goblins? And can the bat help Oliver find the flame and bring happiness and warmth back? This is a story about being brave. A story about helping others. A story full of faith and believing in yourself. Kids and adults alike will love this Halloween tale. Oliver and the Lost Flame, my newest book, now available on Amazon.